The desperate plea commander, Sarah Chen, stood on the bridge of the EU's Resilience, watching the endless expanse of stars through the main viewport. The ship had been patrolling the Outer Rim territories for 3 months now, a routine assignment that had become increasingly quiet. Her crew was well-trained and experienced, veterans of humanity's expansion into the galaxy. They had seen their share of dangers, from asteroid storms to hostile environments, but today felt different. Commander called Lieutenant James Park from the communications station. I'm picking up an unusual signal. It's not human, and it's definitely a distress call. Sarah turned sharply. In all her years of service, humanity had never encountered another intelligent species. There had been theories, hopes, and endless speculation, but no concrete evidence until now. Are you certain it's not from one of our deep space colonies? Negative, ma'am. The signal pattern is completely foreign. The computer is trying to decode it, but it's unlike anything in our databases. Dr. Marcus Webb, the ship's chief medical officer, had been reviewing reports in the corner of the bridge. He looked up with excitement. Commander, if this is genuine, first contact, we need to proceed with extreme caution. We have no idea what we're dealing with. Sarah nodded, her mind racing through protocols. Lieutenant Park, can you get a location on the signal? Yes, ma'am. It's coming from approximately 2 light hours away. The signal strength suggests they're in serious trouble. Set course immediately. All departments, prepare for potential first contact scenarios. As the Resilience changed direction and engaged its faster-than-light drive, Sarah felt the weight of the moment. Humanity's first encounter with alien life was happening under emergency conditions. She hoped they would be ready for whatever. They found, 2 hours later, the ship dropped out of hyperspace near a small, damaged vessel. The alien ship was roughly half the size of the Resilience, with smooth, organic curves that seemed to flow like water frozen in time. Its hull was covered in a beautiful silver-blue material that shimmered despite obvious battle damage. Scanning the vessel now, reported Chief Engineer Rosa Torres from her station. I'm reading massive structural damage. Their life support systems are failing, and they have maybe 6 hours before total collapse. How many life signs? Sarah asked. Over 200, Commander. This appears to be a refugee ship. Dr. Webb stepped forward. Commander, we need to act quickly. If they're truly dying, we can't waste time with extended first contact protocols. Sarah made her decision. Lieutenant Park tried to establish communication. Tell them we're here to help. Park worked frantically at his station. I'm using basic mathematical sequences and universal constants. Wait, I'm getting a response. The main screen flickered, and suddenly they were looking at a being unlike anything they had ever imagined. The alien was tall and graceful, with pale, luminescent skin that seemed to glow from within. Its eyes were large and expressive, filled with what could only be described as desperate hope. When it spoke, its voice was melodic but strained. Unknown beings, I am Elder Zephyr of the Thylorian people. We are dying, our ship fails, and the hunters pursue us. If you are peaceful, please help us. We have children aboard. Sarah stepped forward. Elder Zephyr, I am Commander Sarah Chen of the human vessel Resilience. We received your distress call and we're here to help. How can we assist you? The alien's eyes widened. Humans, you are the Deathworld dwellers. The stories speak of your people, but we thought they were myths. Deathworld dwellers? Sarah asked, confused. Your species comes from a world so dangerous that it creates warriors who can survive anything. We heard whispers from traders that humans eat poison for pleasure and work with dangerous forces that would kill other species instantly. Dr. Webb chuckled quietly. They're probably referring to coffee and alcohol, and maybe our industrial processes. Elder Zephyr continued urgently. Commander Chen, we are refugees from the Nexari Empire. They have conquered our worlds and enslaved our people. We escaped with families and children, but our ship was damaged in the fighting. The Nexari hunters will find us soon. How long do we have? Sarah asked. Perhaps one day, maybe less. Their ships are faster than ours, and they never give up the chase. Sarah looked around at her crew. She saw determination in their faces, not fear. Elder Zephyr, we're going to transfer your people to our ship. We'll keep you safe. But Commander, the alien said with obvious distress, you do not understand. The Nexari are a powerful empire. They will destroy you for helping us. Why would you risk this? Because it's the right thing to do, Sarah replied, simply. As the rescue operation began, Sarah was amazed by what she learned about the Thylorians. They were gentle, intelligent beings who had lived in peace for centuries. Their technology was incredibly advanced, but built for harmony, not war. They had no weapons, no military, no concept of aggressive expansion. Dr. Webb worked closely with Lyra, a young Thylorian healer who was fascinated by human physiology. Dr. Webb, she said, through their newly established translation system, your people's bodies are incredible. You can survive in environments that would kill us instantly. Your blood can clot and heal wounds that would be fatal to and your bone density is 3 times higher than ours. That's just normal for us, Webb explained. Our home world, Earth, is a harsh place. We evolved to survive extreme conditions. Extreme conditions? Lyra asked. Well, we have natural disasters like earthquakes, hurricanes, and volcanic eruptions. Our weather can change from freezing cold to deadly heat. We have poisonous plants and dangerous animals. Even our food can be toxic to other species. Lyra stared at him in amazement. And you considered this normal? Meanwhile, Engineer Torres was examining the Thylorian ship's technology with a team of specialists. Commander, she reported, their engineering is incredible. They can manipulate matter at the atomic level, and their energy systems are completely clean. But it's all designed for peace. They have no weapons, no shields, no defensive systems. At all, can we integrate any of their technology with our systems? Sarah asked. Not directly, but I have some ideas. Their power systems could boost our shields significantly, and their matter manipulation could help us create better armor. As the Thylorian refugees settled into the Resilience, the cultural exchange continued. The aliens were amazed by human resilience and adaptability. They watched in wonder as human crew members performed routine maintenance tasks that would require extensive safety equipment in Thylorian society. Your people work with electricity and dangerous chemicals without fear, Elder Zephyr observed. You handle tools that could cause serious injury, and you do it casually. We're careful, Sarah explained, but we're not afraid of reasonable risks. It's part of being human. A young Thylorian child approached Dr. Webb shyly. Through the translator, she asked, "Are you really from a death world?" Webb knelt down to her level. "We call it Earth, and yes, it can be dangerous, but it's also beautiful. We have learned to love our world despite its challenges, and those challenges have made us strong. Strong enough to help us?" the child asked. "Strong enough to protect you," Webb promised. As the day progressed, the two species learned more about each other. The Thylorians shared their knowledge of medicine, art, and peaceful technology. The humans demonstrated their problem-solving abilities and their willingness to adapt to new situations. Elder Zephyr spoke privately with Sarah. "Commander Chen, I must tell you more about the Nexari. They are not just conquerors. They are systematic destroyers of freedom. They believe that only the strong deserve to exist, and they define strength purely as the ability to dominate others." "How many species have they conquered?" Sarah asked. 17 that we know of. They either enslave species or eliminate them entirely. They have no concept of mercy or cooperation, and they're definitely following you. Yes, they never allow anyone to escape their control. It sets a bad example for their other subjects. Sarah felt a cold anger growing inside her. "Elder Zephyr, I want you to know that humanity will not allow innocents to be enslaved or killed. We've made that mistake in our own history, and we've learned from it. But Commander, you do not understand their power. They have hundreds of warships, millions of soldiers, and weapons that can destroy entire planets." "Maybe," Sarah said, "but they've never faced humans before." As the evening approached, long-range sensors detected the approach of several large ships. The Nexari hunters had found them. "Commander," Lieutenant Park reported, 3 warships dropping out of hyperspace. They're significantly larger than us and heavily armed." Sarah looked round at her crew. They were outnumbered and outgunned, but she saw no fear in their eyes. "All hands, prepare for potential combat. We have refugees to protect." Dr. Webb approached her. "Commander, the Thylorians are terrified. They've never seen anyone stand up to the Nexari before." "Well," Sarah said with a grim smile, "there's a first time for everything." As the Nexari ships approached, Sarah knew that humanity was about to face its greatest test. But she also knew that her crew would not abandon the innocent beings they had sworn to protect. Whatever happened next, they would face it together. The stage was set for a confrontation that would determine not just the fate of the Thalorian refugees, but the future relationship between humanity and the galaxy beyond. The stand against tyranny. The Nexari warships hung in space like dark omens, their hulls bristling with weapons that could level cities. Commander Sarah Chen stood on the bridge of the Resilience, watching the enemy fleet position itself to block any escape routes. Her crew worked quietly at their stations, their faces set with determination. "Incoming transmission," Lieutenant Park announced. "They're demanding to speak with our commander." "Put them through," Sarah ordered. The main screen filled with the image of a creature that seemed designed for intimidation. The Nexari commander was tall and muscular, with dark grey skin and glowing red eyes. His face was angular and harsh, with pronounced ridges above his eyes and razor-sharp teeth. When he spoke, his voice carried the authority of absolute power. "I am war leader, Krex, of the Nexari Empire. You are harboring stolen property belonging to the Empire. Return the Thylorian slaves immediately, and we will consider allowing your ship to depart unharmed." Sarah felt her anger flare, but she kept her voice steady. "I'm Commander Sarah Chen of the United Earthship Resilience. The Thylorians are not property. They are refugees seeking asylum, and we have granted them our protection." Krex's eyes narrowed. "Asylum? This is an unknown concept. The Thylorians are livestock, bred for servitude. They have no rights except those we choose to grant them. In human space, all sentient beings have rights," Sarah replied firmly. "The The Thalorians are free beings under our protection. The Nexari commander laughed, a sound like grinding metal. Your human space is meaningless. The Nexari Empire recognizes no authority but strength. You have one ship against 3 of our warships. Surrender the livestock or be destroyed. We will not surrender innocent beings to slavery, Sarah stated. That's not who we are. Then you will die for your ignorance, Crix snarled. The Nexari Empire has conquered 17 species. We have destroyed entire worlds that defied us. Your single ship cannot stand against the might of the Empire. Dr. Webb stepped forward. Commander Crix, surely we can find a peaceful solution. The Thalorians seek only to live in freedom. Freedom? Crix seemed genuinely confused. The weak exist to serve the strong. This is the natural order. The Thalorians are weak, therefore they must serve. This is logic. That's not logic, Sarah replied. That's tyranny. Call it what you wish. The result is the same. You will surrender the Thalorians, or we will take them from the wreckage of your ship. The transmission ended, leaving the bridge in tense silence. Sarah looked around at her crew, seeing the same determination in their eyes that she felt in her heart. Engineering, she called. How are those modifications coming? Engineer. Tora's voice came through the communicator. We've integrated the Thalorian power systems with our shields. We should be able to take more punishment than expected. Also, I've been working with their matter manipulation technology. We can reinforce our hull and weapons. Medical bay. Sarah continued. How are our guests? Dr. Webb's voice was calm but concerned. The Thalorians are terrified, Commander. They've never seen anyone willing to fight the Nexari. Elder Zephyr keeps saying we should surrender them to save ourselves. Tell Elder Zephyr that humans don't abandon people who trust us, Sarah said firmly. Tactical analysis. She called to Lieutenant Commander Alex Chen, her tactical officer. What are we facing? The Nexari ships are powerful but built for intimidation. An overwhelming force, Alex replied. They're designed to crush opposition through superior firepower, not tactical finesse. Their weapons are devastating, but their maneuverability is limited. Weaknesses, they rely on fear and shock tactics. They've probably never faced an opponent who refused to surrender when outnumbered. Also, their ship designs suggest they're used to fighting species with inferior technology. Sarah nodded. They've never fought humans before. They don't know what we're capable of. Suddenly, the ship shook as the Nexari opened fire without warning. The enhanced shields held, but the power of the attack was enormous. Return fire, Sarah. Ordered all weapons. The Resilience's guns blazed to life, their beams enhanced by Thalorian energy manipulation. The shots struck the lead Nexari ship with devastating accuracy, causing visible damage to its hull. Impossible, Crex's voice came through the communicator. Your weapons should not be able to penetrate our armor. Surprise, Sarah muttered. All hands, battle stations. Show them what humans can do. The battle that followed was unlike anything the Nexari had ever experienced. The Resilience moved with incredible agility, using its smaller size and superior maneuverability to avoid the worst of the enemy fire. When the Nexari ships tried to box them in, the human ship would suddenly accelerate or change direction in ways that seemed impossible. How are they doing this? Crix demanded over the communication channel. Their ship should not be able to move like that. We're humans, Sarah replied. We adapt. In the engineering section, Torres worked frantically with her team and several Thalorian technicians. The matter manipulation is working perfectly, she reported. Every time they hit us, we're reinforcing the damaged areas. It's like our ship is healing itself. Dr. Webb was in the medical bay, working with Lyra to treat wounded crew members. Your people are incredible, the young Thalorian healer said. They continue fighting even when injured. How do you manage pain? We don't ignore it, Webb explained while treating a crew member's burns. We acknowledge it and work through it. Pain tells us we're alive and gives us motivation to keep fighting. The battle raged for hours. The Nexari ships, despite their superior firepower, found themselves unable to land decisive blows against the constantly moving human vessel. Meanwhile, the Resilience's precisely aimed shots gradually wore down the enemy's defenses. War leader, one of the Nexari officers reported, "We have lost shield generators on the primary vessel. The humans are targeting our weapon systems with incredible accuracy." "How is this possible?" Krex roared. "They are one ship against 3. They fight like nothing we have encountered before," the officer replied. "They show no fear, even when facing certain death. Their tactics are unpredictable, and their weapons are more effective than they should be." In the refugee quarters, the Thylorians watched in amazement as the humans continued to fight for them. Elder Zephyr spoke to his people. "We are witnessing something unprecedented. These Deathworld dwellers are not just surviving against the Nexari, they are winning." "But how?" asked another Thylorian. "They are outnumbered and outgunned." "Because," Zephyr replied, "they refuse to give up. They fight not for conquest, but for protection. This gives them strength the Nexari cannot understand." The turning point came when the Resilience managed to disable the weapons systems on one of the Nexari ships. As the damaged vessel tried to withdraw, something unexpected happened. Other ships began arriving at the battle site, but these were not human vessels. "Commander," Lieutenant Park reported with excitement, "we're receiving transmissions from multiple sources. There are other species, other refugees, who escaped from the Nexari. They're offering to help." Sarah looked at the tactical display in amazement. Ships of various designs were dropping out of hyperspace, surrounding the Nexari fleet. Some were small, others were large, but all carried the same message. They were tired of running from the Nexari Empire. "This is Captain Thorne of the Vegan Liberation Fleet," came a voice over the communicator. "We've been following your battle. Any enemy of the Nexari is a friend of ours." "Zephyrian Defense Corps reporting," came another voice. "We stand with the humans." "Kalthari Resistance joining the fight," announced a third. Krex's face appeared on the screen, his expression now showing fear instead of arrogance. "This is impossible. The conquered species do not fight back. They do not cooperate." "Maybe they just needed someone to show them it was possible," Sarah replied. "Humans believe in standing up to bullies, and apparently so do our new friends." The combined fleet of liberated species and human ingenuity proved too much for the Nexari. Faced with organized resistance, for the first time in their history, the Empire's ships began to retreat. "This is not over," Krex threatened as his ships prepared to withdraw. "The Nexari Empire will return with greater force. We'll be ready," Sarah promised. "And we won't be alone." As the Nexari ships disappeared into hyperspace, the various allied vessels moved closer to the Resilience. The communication channels filled with voices of gratitude and offers of cooperation. Elder Zephyr approached Sarah on the bridge, his large eyes filled with tears of joy. "Commander Chen, you have done something that many thought impossible. You have given hope to the oppressed throughout the galaxy." "We just did what was right," Sarah replied. "The question now is, what do we do next?" "We build an alliance," came a voice from the communicator. It was Captain Thorne. The Nexari Empire has controlled this sector through fear and isolation. But if we work together, we can protect each other and help other species find freedom. Dr. Webb joined the conversation. The Thylorians have incredible healing technology. The Vegan have advanced shield systems. The Kalthari have exceptional sensors. Each species has something valuable to contribute. And humans? Asked Elder Zephyr. Sarah smiled. We have stubbornness, creativity, and a refusal to give up. Plus, we're apparently crazy enough to fight impossible odds for people we've just met. Then it is decided, Zephyr announced. We will form a new alliance, not based on conquest or domination, but on mutual protection and cooperation. As the various ships began coordinating their efforts, Sarah felt a profound sense of accomplishment. Humanity had made first contact not through exploration or trade, but through an act of compassion. They had stood up to a galactic empire and won, not through superior firepower, but through courage and the willingness to help others. The Resilience began its journey back to human space. But now it carried more than just refugees. It carried the seeds of a new alliance that would change the balance of power in the galaxy. The Nexari Empire would learn that their reign of terror was ending, and that the various species of the galaxy would no longer cower in fear. The age of the Deathworld protectors had begun, and the universe would never be the same. Asterisk.